Okay, line A represents the equation y equals 3x minus 1, 3/8x minus 1 in the standard xy coordinate plane. Line B is perpendicular, circle the word perpendicular to line A. And it passes through the point 0, 2. What's line B's equation? Okay, now perpendicular, what's that mean? It means there's two lines, that cross at a 90-degree angle on an xy coordinate plane. See the square angle, 90 degrees. Perpendicular lines, here's what the slopes do. They are reciprocals of one another. Reciprocals meaning the fraction is flipped. Not only are they reciprocals, they are the opposite sign as well. So if one's negative, the other's positive, the other's positive, the other's negative. So we need to write an equation. So y equals blank x plus blank mb. So I look at line A's equation. Remember, this is for line B. So I look at line A's equation. Y is by itself, so I know the m and the b. Now the b is kind of irrelevant. We don't care about that. Now what I need to do on perpendicular, if it says perpendicular, the m, the slope needs to be flipped and made into the opposite sign. Flipped opposite. So I would flip 3/8 to 8 over 3. And if it's positive up here, then mine needs to be negative. So negative 8/3 is my m. Now b, I use y equals m times x plus b. Now on this one and this one only, you really wouldn't have to, and I'll explain why, but I'll go with the algorithm form. So negative 8/3 x is m, and then I will substitute 2 for y and 0 for x. Now negative 8/3 times 0 is 0. B, normally we write b plus, but if it's 0, we don't need it. And then I have my answer for b there, it's 2. Now, if x is 0 and you have your y, that is going to be your b, Only if that's a 0 though. So there's your answer. Okay, next one. Line A represents the equation y equals 2/3 x plus 5 in the standard xy coordinate plane. Line B is parallel to line A and passes through the point 6, 4. What is line B's equation? So we have to find the equation for line B, but now it says parallel. It does not say perpendicular. These lines are parallel. The slopes on parallel equations are the same. They're the exact same. The slopes are the same. So I go y equals blank x plus blank, and this is m, this is b. m, b. So m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. It's where it crosses the y-axis. So I take line A's equation. Remember, A and B are parallel, and I mark the m and the b. I don't really care what their b is. The m is 2/3. Now it says parallel, so the slope is going to be the same. The m, the slope is the same as it is here. So if it's 2/3 here, it's going to be 2/3 here. And then b, y equals m times x plus b. So the m is 2/3. And then 4 substituted for y, and then 6 is substituted for x. B plus, we don't get the 0, it's going to be 6. And then I subtract 6 from both sides. 4 minus 6 is negative 2. Negative 2 equals b. Line A represents the equation y equals 5x plus 6 in the standard xy coordinate plane. Line B is parallel to line B. Line B is parallel to line A and passes through the point x0, y5. What's line B's equation? So I have to find my m and my b. So remember, M is the line slope, and B is where the line would cross the y-axis. Okay, now it says parallel again. Okay, parallel means the slope has to be the same. Line B's equation has the same slope as line A. Okay, so MB, I don't care what their B is, but my M has to be the same, which is 5. Okay, so 5 is our M. Now B, I have to find that using y equals M times X plus B. So my M over there is 5, and then 5 replaces y, but then we got 5, B plus, 5 times 0 is 0, you don't need to put plus 0, so 5 equals B, so y equals 5x plus 5, okay. Okay, line A represents the equation y equals 4x minus 6 in the standard xy coordinate plane. Line B is perpendicular to line A and passes through the xy point 8, negative 2. What's line B's equation? So I have to find line B's equation. Remember, M is the slope, B is the y-intercept. So I need to analyze what line A's slope is, MB, I don't care about the B. Now it says perpendicular. The slopes on perpendicular are flipped and the opposite sign, okay? So I'm going to put flipped, and you have to make it opposite. I mean the opposite, positive, negative, negative, positive. That's what I mean by opposite. So 4, well to flip 4 you need 4 to be a fraction, 4 over 1, then you flip it to 1 over 4. Now that's not it, you also have to see if that's positive, well then ours has to be negative. So negative 1/4 is my M. And then B, y equals M times X plus B. So the M value in this equation is negative 1/4, and then negative 2 is your Y. 8 is your X. B plus, we don't get lucky here, negative 1/4 times 8 is negative 2. So taking out a negative 2 is like taking out a minus 2, you would plus 2 to both sides, and negative 2 plus 2 is 0. 0 equals B. Now if you get a plus 0 on your B, you really just get rid of it, and the equation is y equals negative 1/4 X.